Turn the page, live your life every day. Don't let anybody stand in your way.
Mike Foster here. I'm in my new Zen room. You can hear the, I have wind chimes in here, I have a water fountain. I have my bookcases. I wanted to show you that. But this is an episode of Whatcha Reading. Well, this is what I've been reading. That's heavy. But we're going to put it over like this. That's what you're reading. And that's the thumbnail. Alright. You know, hope everyone's doing well. There's still a pandemic out there. The only best way to get through a pandemic is having some pandemic medicine. Salute. So what am I reading? We're going to start off with one of my favorite authors who just passed away a few years ago. I love him. I love him to death. Ivan Doig. I love this guy. I mean, I just love this guy. He's one of the best writers. He writes about Montana. This one's actually called Ride With Me, Mariah, Montana. This one was written several years ago. If you haven't discovered Ivan Doig, you should add him to your list of classic writers that write about certain areas. He's a big Montana guy. It's almost like, have you seen that TV series Yellowstone with Kevin Costner? It's amazing. It takes place in Montana. And there's something about Montana that is pretty cool. They have their own way of doing things. And this is all about a road trip that the Mariah, her ex-husband, they're both in the newspaper industry, and they make the old man take them on the road trip, and it's in his point of view. And he recently lost his wife, and he's trying to struggle for his ranch. And if you've ever read about or watched anything about Montana, it's all about ranching. And there's just a whole history there, but only Ivan Doig can do it in the most interesting way. You've got to check out Ivan Doig. Rest in peace, Ivan. I love you. All right, next book. Okay, check this out. You guys heard about the miniseries 20 years ago called Big Brother. Actually, it actually came out like right after 9/11. I mean, and you know, they were like, hey, here's our big series, and people were like, what? We're not watching anything on TV except for watching those towers go down again. But that's when it first came out. Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks produced it. But this is the actual Big Brother. This guy's name is Dick Winters. And now, I love reading about World War II. I hate everything that happened in World War II, but I'm fascinated by it. And Dick Winters was the man who led the Band of Brothers. The Band of Brothers was the TV show. The biggest brother was Dick Winters, and it's just about his insights on everything that happened from D-Day to the end of the war. And when you think about what's going on in America today, and even the world today, where people need to band together and make sacrifices and to do the right thing, we did it back there in the 1940s. We can do it again now. This is a inspirational, heartfelt book, Big Brother, by Larry Alexander Brother. All right, let's go. We're going to go with another fiction. Now this one's a tough one to sell, but amazingly written by Don Winslow. Don Winslow, he writes police procedurals, detective fiction, kind of stuff like that. This one's called The Force, and The Force is a group of cops who do things their way to get things done. But in this age of a lot of police brutality right now, it's very difficult to even read fiction about what goes on behind the scenes, because it's like, are all cops bad? Are all cops good? Or are they half and half? Do they pick on the blacks and Black Lives Matter? I don't want to get political here at all, but it's actually a great thing to read, because it can get you on the inside of what goes on in cops' minds and how they do things, and you know, you can figure out from there. But well written, mesmerizing, and really good really good story. Stephen King says, "The force is mesmerizing, a triumph. Think of The Godfather only with cops." It's that good, and it was good. But it makes you do think of what's going on now, and my heart goes out to everybody who's been mistreated. I didn't want this. I didn't want this video to be political, but somehow it's hard to get away from it. Okay, but this will get you away from everything. Who's this dude? That's my boy Rod Stewart. Now let me tell you something. So this is Rod's autobiography that he wrote, and then has him all this crazy stuff in the bag. He married 3 times, best friends with Elton John. He's like in his 75 or 76. He loves football, which we call soccer here in America. But I wasn't a big Rod Stewart fan, but I found this book and I said, I'm going to read about Rod. And guess what? I love this guy. Rod Stewart is like the coolest dude. We all knew he was cool and that he had a penchant for beautiful blondes and fun, but he's really just a good old boy. He has a great family life. He was raised really well. He doesn't have as much dysfunction as you would think. He just is a hard worker. He's reinvented himself many times with different genre of music. And like I said, he loves his family, he loves his kids. He's just a hard-working guy, and he loves football. Soccer, as we call it in America, but he loves football. And this was a surprise how much I love this biography. So if you want to learn about some of your folks that you love, Rod Stewart. Here, I'm going to do this here in honor of Rod Stewart. I'm going to do this. Hey, look at I wasn't planning on this, but we'll do it right now. You're in my heart, you're in my soul. To be my breath should I grow old. You are my lover, my best friend. You're in my soul. All right, that was a bonus for you guys. And his music is really good too. Probably better than that, that's for sure. Okay, put that away. Since I'm over here, I might as well have a sip. Salute, what are you guys reading? Let me know in the comments and check these out. And here's the last one. And this one, you know, one of the things you need to do when you read is stay curious about everything in life. But, you know, get out of your comfort zone, try different things. This is called Driving with the Devil, and it's about NASCAR. Now, I'm the first person that you would say, Mike, you don't care about NASCAR. You never have watched a NASCAR race. You're the last person I would talk to about NASCAR. But by staying curious, I found this book, and it's called Driving with the Devil by Neil Thompson. And it's about how NASCAR began, how it was called different names, and how they created the names, and all the first superstars of NASCAR. And I got to tell you, fascinating read, and it doesn't make me want to watch NASCAR today, but I still have respect for these guys. They're all heroes. They're all superheroes. These guys are crazy driving like that, and there was a lot of moonshine involved in the early days of NASCAR, and it was kind of they were out there, but it lets you know it's because it's called Southern Moonshine, Detroit Wheels, and the Birth of NASCAR. Because Ford was huge in the early days of NASCAR, and moonshine was huge in the early days of NASCAR. I'm saying if you want to read about the history and the genesis of one of the richest, most profitable sports organizations, you got to read this, Driving with the Devil. And these guys are all amazing human beings who did this. I got a lot of respect for these dudes. And that's what I'm reading. And, you know, keep reading every day. I read every day. My life is not complete unless I read. Fiction, nonfiction, everything. Stay curious and keep living life 365. Until next time, peace.
Live life 365.
All right, maybe I'll pull the guitar out again. Okay. Did you guys like that one? Okay. Now there's the NASCAR song. Well, I'm driving with the devil, NASCAR. Oh, I can't believe it, NASCAR. I'm driving with the devil. I mean, that's about it. I don't think you guys get to keep any more of that piece. Oh, it wasn't on the whole time. Yeah, mommy.